My friend's wife is overly controlling with her vegan rules. It ruined our friendship.
Lack of meat led to lack of friendship.
I know I'm partially at fault for the friendship ending, and I'm willing to accept my judgment, and it's really long. Sorry. In November of last year, I, female, went to visit a friend, we'll call him Kevin, and stayed at his and his wife's house. Early last year, Kevin and his wife, we'll call her Karen, moved a couple of states away. By the way, this comes from Absent-Minded Author, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OKStorytime subreddit. So for context, we're all over the age of 35, and Kevin and I were part of a friend group from an old job. Another couple from the friend group went on this trip as well. We have read the other perspective of this. I bet you 100%.
No way.
I remember because in that story, you guys might remember, they're like, we want to know where the cow comes from, or like whatever. Like we want to know where our meat comes from. I could be very wrong, but it feel like we've read the other side of this.
And they were thinking that stuff like on the vacation. Like I want to know where the meat comes from on the vacation. Yeah. Gosh.
Yeah, I could be very wrong, but we'll keep going. Another couple from the friend group went on this trip as well, but they were also visiting family and stayed with them. Prior to the move, our friend group didn't really have much interaction with Karen as she didn't really come to spend time with us. She was always invited, but rarely joined. They never hosted us at their old house. They are vegan. I am not. Well, Kevin is not a full-fledged vegan. He eats fish. However, his wife does the grocery shopping, so everything outside of fish is vegan, and he eats/drinks it. He buys his own fish and has a mini kitchen to prepare his meals away from hers. For even more context, Karen is not a vegan for health reasons. She is the type that brings up their vegan status with every conversation, no matter how irrelevant it is to the topic. Makes fun of people that eat meat or use things made with animal byproducts, accuses people of passing away animals, etc., except she leaves Kevin alone. She calls any food that's not vegan trash and garbage. Example, when we would hang out before they moved and she was there, she would ask how people could eat such garbage anytime any of us would have meat. It was really annoying, but I never got confrontational with her about it. Yeah, so
that
we have
so annoying.
We have CrossFit people that never stop talking about CrossFit, and then her.
And there you go.
Yeah.
God, that's just so annoying.
Golly, dude.
I don't know. I respect veganism. I personally am not vegan. I love meat and I don't like vegetables. And it's a circle of life, baby.
I think about any type of lifestyle that people don't do or are not accustomed to. Mm-hmm. It's fine.
Yeah.
Just stop talking about it or putting down other people because of their lifestyles.
Exactly.
That's where I'm like.
Yeah. Right. Like, how could it be gross when it's like, this is just nature, dude.
And you can like mention things about other people's lifestyles if you think it's harming them.
Yeah.
Like, hey, probably lay off the Coke. Probably lay off the Coca-Cola, Uncle Jeff,
Right.
He doesn't need to be doing that. You can say that.
Absolutely. This is too far.
What? Girl.
Yeah. Come on now.
Chill out. The day before I visit them, Karen sent a short list of rules that I had to follow regarding food. One of those rules that I couldn't store any non-vegan items in their kitchen. I did ask if I could bring milk. She agreed, but I had to keep it in the fish fridge. All the food I ate at their house tasted off, even the breakfast waffles, and then the tuna casserole that Kevin made for the two of us Saturday afternoon for lunch. It was not like it tasted spoiled, it was just off. Weird. A little gross. I've never eaten vegan, so I wonder if it was just that food made with vegan ingredients. I couldn't really eat anything after a few bites. I had, fortunately, packed a few protein, non-vegan snacks that I kept in my room inside a zipper canvas bag at the bottom of my suitcase. I was not specifically prohibited from bringing snacks to keep in my room. I kept my trash and disposed of it after I left. I did eat some street food from the market Kevin, and our friends went to Saturday after lunch and ate like a horse at a restaurant we went to that Saturday night, and I am not ashamed. My husband and I are supposed to be going to visit them this weekend, and Karen called me a couple hours ago. She wanted to tell me that I wouldn't be allowed to bring any milk this time around because it got into her lettuce. Apparently, she had gone through my suitcase when Kevin and I, friends, were out at the market and found my snacks. In addition to that, she told me that she replaced my milk with almond milk and thought that was just hilarious. I drank some milk Friday night before going to bed and one glass on Saturday morning, and then Kevin told me he used to make our waffles and told me to leave the rest of it for casserole at lunch.
I would lose my mind. Listen, I'm someone that has honestly primarily meat and carbs diet. It's not very balanced.
Yeah, this girl
whatsoever.
only eats pork and
like
bread
noodles and
noodles.
basically.
Yeah.
That's like it. So if this it's not good, but like if this happened, man, I would have an issue.
Holy cow.
I would have an issue with this person.
I'd be like, oh yeah, we're on our way. And then I would say, honey, stop at the store. We got to get some milk.
Yeah.
And I would
We
just
gotta get
spill
some
milk
milk.
everywhere.
Spill milk everywhere. I
Get
like
it as warm as I could and spill it everywhere.
spill it everywhere. Pour it in their pillow.
Just like
Just shake it up.
in their kitchen. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Because what? They're on vacation though, aren't they? Like
Yeah.
they're on vacation and suddenly they have to be vegan too? And they're going through your suitcase? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Ooh, okay. So then Kevin told me he used it to make our waffles and wanted to save the rest of it for casserole at lunch. What actually happened was after that, I poured my glass Saturday morning before breakfast. Karen dumped the rest of it out and replaced it with almond milk.
Oh my
Kevin
gosh.
knew about it, but didn't tell me. I never went to look for it because he said he wanted to save it. The waffles and casserole were made with almond milk. No wonder they tasted a little off. I was so mad that I knew I wouldn't be able to say anything nice. I told her I had another call coming in and hung up. After I calmed down, I called her back to ask her why she went through my suitcase and why she dumped my milk. She told me that it was her house and she had a right to know. So that's why she was allowed to go through my things. She said that she dumped my milk because nobody can tell the difference between cow's milk and almond's milk, and that I wouldn't have known if she hadn't told me. I would have known. I would have known the second I drank it. I know the difference between tap water and fridge water. I called her a controlling, self-centered freak and told her that Kevin has a stash of real cheese hidden in the fish fridge that he sneaks into his food, and hung up on her. Then I called Tevin and he sided with her and told me that I pushed the line when I asked her to bring milk and that it was incredibly rude to order meat when we went to dinner. We argued and I told him that it seems our lives are going in different directions and that we don't need to be friends anymore. I know I probably should have asked if it was okay to have non-vegan snacks in my room, or I could have kept them in my car. I also shouldn't have called her names. I was a guest at their house and Kevin has me half convinced that as a guest, I should have had respected Karen's veganism and not had my non-vegan food at all. My husband thinks they're completely in the wrong and that since their lifestyle is not one the majority of the population follows, they should have made exceptions since Kevin gets a fish exception.
There you go.
He's also as pissed as I am that she went through my stuff, and he also pointed out that if I was allergic to almonds, I could have gotten very ill. He says that I'm better off, and thanks, ending the friendship was reasonable. He and Kevin got along, but just like Karen, my husband is the spouse of someone in the friend group, so they weren't really close. A few minutes ago, I got the, hey, can we talk text? And honestly, I don't know if I'm going to respond. I'm just kind of done with it. Edit,
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I can't respond to all your comments. Just know that I'm reading them. I'm calling Kevin on my lunch break today, and will post an update after since so many have asked for one. An update.
Ooh.
I don't know, man. I don't think I could be around this crazy lady. If I knew this crazy lady did that to me, I will be like, ah.
Yeah. I absolutely could not. It truly is lighting a fire inside of me.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay at your house. You're going to go through my stuff because I have a protein bar that has, I don't know, milk in it or something. Or I don't know what's...
deadly, non-vegan milk.
Yeah.
Get rid of it.
I have no more words.
Yeah.
And so many emotions.
Same.
That's absolutely insane. Insane.
Update. I wanted to clarify that the bag Karen found in my suitcase had emergency cash and a credit card in it as well as snacks. The reason it was hidden in my suitcase was to keep it safe, not to hide food. I wasn't sneaking it in important later, but I did have protein bars in there just in case I took issue with their food. Naughty me. I responded to Kevin yesterday and told him I needed some time to think and I'd get back to him today. I took some of your advice and reached out to our friend group last night. After the group chat and also talking just with the friends that were down that weekend, I learned some things. Long story short, out of our core group of 6, I'm the only one that kept up with Kevin. The only reason those 2 friends accepted Kevin's invitation to go down that weekend was because I was going.
Ooh.
Visiting family was a bonus.
Boom.
After I took the rest of the night to think about it and sleep on it, I realized that all of you are right about Kevin's complacency regarding the switching of the milk. I didn't pay as much attention as I should have because I was so focused on the fact that Karen switched the milk to begin with. I also realized he never actually said anything in response to my telling that Karen confessed to going through my stuff when I called him yesterday. He had changed the subject instead, talking about how rude I was to ask to bring milk. Anyway, I called Kevin on my lunch break today and ran down the list of issues. Karen going through my suitcase, him not telling me about the milk switch, Karen switching the milk to begin with after telling me I could bring it, and how what I eat is none of their business as long as I'm not contaminating their food.
Exactly.
Basically, he told me the only thing he would apologize for was saying that it was rude to order non-vegan food at the restaurant. He said that since they had plenty of food in the house for me to eat, he didn't have to apologize for anything. Apparently, Karen had told him not to tell me about the milk switch because she was trying to prove that I couldn't tell the difference between vegan and non-vegan food. Essentially the same thing she said to me yesterday. I told him that since I didn't eat any of it except a few bites, clearly I could tell the difference. He also said that he was eventually going to tell me about it, but forgot. I said that she could have said no when I asked to bring milk, but instead of being a swampy butthole about it. He said that although he didn't agree with Karen going through my things, I wasn't owed an apology because I broke the rules by sneaking meat into their house. There was a meat stick in that canvas bag. I told him that I had been told I couldn't have non-vegan food in both kitchens and that it was just left over from my drive to their house. As long as I didn't switch it with their food like a certain someone had, I hadn't done anything wrong. The last thing he told me was that the other reason I wasn't getting an apology from him was because after I told Karen about his cheese stash yesterday afternoon, she unplugged his fish fridge. He didn't get home from work until late, and according to his Google search, all the refrigerated fish had to be thrown away. This was apparently my fault.
No, this is absolutely her fault.
Batshit crazy.
Like, actually insane. I really worry for her kids. Her kids are going to have a very...
Oh, her pets. Her
difficult,
pets too.
Yeah, well...
She's going to deny meat from them.
Yeah, yeah. But, like, her kids are going to grow up with such a complicated relationship to food, and that never ends up well.
Golly.
Oh, my goodness. This is, like, actually insane. Everyone needs to get away from this woman.
Yep.
What is a meat stick in a suitcase gonna do? Yeah.
Calm the flip down, girl.
Yeah.
Golly.
Oh, my goodness. But there's still more, isn't there?
There is more. He said that we're even now.
Oh my
he
God.
didn't. Now he's being a baby. Oh my gosh. He
Yeah.
didn't even tell me about the milk switch, and I snitched about his cheese. I tried explaining that we weren't the same thing and that I wasn't responsible for what she did and that he didn't care. And he said he knew I wasn't allergic to nuts. I don't even remember discussing that with him, but whatever. And we can discuss more stories just like this on your favorite podcast platform. Just search up OK Storytime on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen for more crazy stories just like these. Like, dude.
Oh my gosh.
That's what you get, dude. That's what you get for switching milk. You get no fish.
But, you know, maybe Kevin's not the guy to stay around either because apparently he keeps score of food crimes here. So that's not
Food
someone
police.
you want to be around. A grown man that keeps score and cares about being even with cheese.
Yeah, I say cut friendship, tell the group chat, and be done with Kevin.
Yeah.
And their crazy
expose their booties.
I asked if he truly believed that I didn't deserve any apologies from either of them. He said yes. I told him that if he couldn't see what they did was wrong and apologize, I couldn't help him, and to give me a call when he got his balls back from his wife. He hung up on me. Yesterday, I thought I owed him an apology because I was wrong. I thought if I gave him one, we could maintain a friendship. Today, I think that the problem was that I was holding on to something that didn't exist anymore. So you guys reality checked me. I ignored all of the things and gaslit myself. So thank you to everyone for the smack to the back of the head. Everybody should have people like you in their lives. Thanks for reading.
If you want more stories like this, search for our podcast, OK Storytime, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.